Hey Patreon, 'tis I, Captain Logan. Long time no see. Well, sort of. I guess I've been putting out videos quite a bit since the alleged hiatus because Eric and I had one more omnibus that we had shot and that I started posting immediately after I announced the hiatus. Plus, I broke the hiatus for, what superhero movie came out last week that we went and saw? Shazam! And I'm going to have to break it again this week, or I guess the beginning of next week for Hellboy. Eric and I are going to go on Sunday. We're not able to go on Thursday because my wife's out of town and I got to watch the kids and stuff. So anyway, there will be a Hellboy review, but not immediately after the movie comes out. I wanted to touch base with you guys and first of all say hello, good to see you. Like I said, it feels to me like it's been a while besides Shazam. I've been off work now a couple weeks going into my third week, but I guess you guys have seen me a little bit on the channel, even though I have not actually been actively producing work. That's all stuff from weeks past. And I wanted to touch base and chat with you a little bit about the future of Geekvolution, and just to say thank you so much to everybody that has stuck around on Patreon since I haven't been producing new content. Some folks left, which is completely understandable, and I imagine some of those guys will be back as soon as I start producing regular work again. No big deal, totally understand that. But for those of you that have decided to stick around on Patreon and have continued to support me, even though I have not been putting out stuff besides things that I made just before the break, there will be a gap. Here pretty soon you will start to see a lack of output. I just want to say thank you so much. It means a whole lot to me, and I wanted to give you guys something since it's been a while, and I may pop in and do another little vlog here and there just to talk to you guys, and because I'm something of a video making addict and it has been really weird not making videos since I went on hiatus. It has been a nice vacation. It's something I really needed. I said on Facebook and other social media places that I needed some personal time off. I had to deal with some personal issues, and I don't want to go into detail about that. I'm okay. Nobody worry. I know a lot of folks were kind of worried about me when I said that, and I was experiencing, I guess, as much as I'll say is this, I was experiencing some burnout, and I have been, this may sound a little bit silly to some of you guys, but I have been experiencing an identity crisis when it comes to the channel. I have tried too much to be all things to all people, and I'm trying really hard to figure out what exactly the channel is going to be in the future. I have used the word streamline a lot, and have never really exactly done that. I've always been too caught up in the made-up word, Geekvolution, and what that sounds like. And a lot of you guys know this already. Geekvolution, the name, was not my idea. I inherited that from a guy named Ryan Flanagan, who I worked with in an internship in the late 2000s. And when Ryan was trying to start a geeky social network, and he invited me, hired me to run a blog for him, and I ended up inheriting the brand, the name. And Geekvolution does not inherently mean superhero stuff, or superhero and science fiction stuff, or whatever it is I feel like talking about. And it is a really easy thing to just talk about anything you want to in any format. Geekvolution, it's all things geeky, and I have always felt like I needed to kind of keep my foot in every kind of genre and every kind of medium. And moving forward, I do plan on not only talking about superheroes, certainly, but again, I do want to streamline a little bit. I do want to stop trying to review every single thing that I consume. I feel like we got oversaturated with videos. I know a lot of people really enjoy the Geekvolution Omnibus. Eric and I really enjoyed making it. He and I are both in a place now where that is not conducive to our personal lives, and and especially Eric, because he's got more things on his plate now. He's been living with me for 2.5 years now, and he has made his own life here, and he has other things going on, and he still wants to help out and be around and do some things on the channel, but he's not going to be my right-hand man quite in the same way. You're not going to see him in as many videos, and I'm going to need to take the wheel and bring this back to more of a solo thing like it once was, with some really cool co-hosts that come in and out and help me with things. And I mean, I have a laundry list of people who have been involved and like to be involved and that want to come in and help me review comics on the Vault, and who want to do commentaries. And I need to start focusing the channel more on the things that I really want to talk about and the things that the audience seems to most be interested in. And that is partly to save my sanity so that I'm not working like 60 hours a week and where I can't tell the difference between my fun time and my work time. To a degree, that is kind of a nice problem to have when you're, because I'll say that to people and they're like, well, that sounds great. And I'm like, yeah, it sounds great. But what I mean is sometimes your fun becomes your work, and that is not a great place to be in. And sometimes you really do have to separate things out a little bit. I have gotten, on my break, I've been focusing on, trying not to think too much about the channel, though I'm not good at that. I'm such a workaholic. I have been inventing and reinventing and deconstructing the channel in my head ever since I left, and I've been trying to focus on other things and relax a little bit and enjoy some things that I have not been doing because I've been putting them off in order to make videos, and things that I want to watch or read that I didn't have the time or the patience because of other things I was working on to be able to really focus on and make sure that I had a really good sense of it in order to sit down and review, because I don't want to watch things passively and, of course, and then attempt to review them. Then folks will say, "Oh, Captain Logan, you're not paying attention." I've got a 9-month-old baby. I can put things on in the background and kind of halfway or 2/3 of the way watch things when I'm taking care of him, but if I'm going to review something, I want to really focus on it, especially if I'm just going to watch and not take notes. I mean, I've got to have, that thing's got to have 100% of my attention. And so anyway, it's been kind of nice to not be thinking about reviews I'm going to make of stuff that I'm watching, where I've been able to just, and I had forgotten what that felt like, and I've been able to just consume stuff again and let it wash over me without thinking about what I'm going to say later. And it's interesting that sometimes when you do that, you actually catch more. When you're relaxed, your brain works better. And I got to a point where I found it very difficult to relax. So that's a lot of the reason that I decided to take some time off, and when I get back this time, I've got to make sure that I can separate those things, and I've got to make sure that I'm not in this like quantity over quality mindset. I hope the videos when we were making a bazillion hours of content a week were still good, but I don't think they're as good as I could have made them. And I also really want to focus on the written stuff. I'm still going to be a mix of written and off the cuff, but I do want to focus on Rewind, and I know I always say that. Really, coming back, that's gonna be the focus. I'm not prepared to talk about this in depth yet, but I am going to be overhauling Patreon substantially. I mean, it's going to look like a completely different thing, and hopefully you guys like it. Hopefully you guys decide to stick around. I'm going to take a real risk in pushing Patreon in more of a Rewind direction and making it more about that. Don't worry, there will be other things. I know there are folks that prefer the off-the-cuff content and don't just want Rewind. I will still be doing Comic Vault. That will still be off the cuff. I will still be doing the Captain Logan show. There will be, and we're also going to focus real hard on commentaries. And I know a lot of folks like the commentaries as much or more than anything else we do. So there's going to be a good mix of written and off the cuff, but I want to be doing more written, and I've been really putting that off. So anyway, I just wanted to talk real briefly about that and let you guys know a little bit about why I took off, and I guess I wasn't going to talk too much about that, but all I really wanted to say was that I'm okay. Nobody worry about me. I was experiencing some burnout, and I needed some time off, and I needed to kind of regroup and figure out what this thing is going to look like in the future. And I also wanted to say, if you guys have any suggestions, feel free always to send them my way. Things that you hope that we'll continue making, or that you'd like to see that we haven't done in a long time, things that you'd like to see reviewed in the Rewind format, or off the cuff, however it may be, and how you feel about the whole oversaturation thing. Do you prefer longer videos? Do you prefer shorter videos? Do you prefer a whole lot of content? Are you the kind of person that likes to consume most of, if not all of, everything we're putting out, and it kind of drives you crazy that there's like 8 hours of content a week? Because I want to streamline it down to something like 3 or 4 videos a week. And I'm not completely sure I can do that with as many series as I really do want to continue, which means that there may be some shows, especially things that will have an ending, because we have a couple of those that I just have not been focusing on, like Bat Chat and CryptoFreaks, that I'll have to put off for a while I'm finishing something else up, but I will get back to. As you can tell, I'm a little bit scatterbrained about all of this. I have plans in the works. I have a couple of different schemes and schedules and things that I've written out, but I haven't decided what exactly I'm going to land on, and I want to be really vague and kind of ambiguous to give you guys a chance to let me know what you are most interested in seeing forward. Ultimately, of course, the final decision is going to be mine, and I'm going to do what I'm most passionate and excited about, and what I can do with my family schedule, and that won't see me as stretched thin as I was, because I was doing far too much, and that has been my vicious cycle, and I'm not going to come back and do that again if I can help it. So anyway, I'm also very seriously considering moving forward with Patreon, doing more of these vlog-style videos. Hopefully, and people have been asking me this, and I can't promise anything because Eric and I have not sat down and figured out what exactly his involvement is going to be moving forward. But I can't speak for him right now, and I don't want to say for sure how often After Dark is going to continue. I know that's a lot, that's a big thing that a lot of folks are on Patreon for. I'm hoping it keeps going, if not twice a month, at least once a month, and I'm pretty sure you'll see it some, but I want to make up for it if we don't do it as often as we were by doing some stuff on my own. And like I said, moving forward, this is one thing I can be pretty sure of. The channel is going to be more of me doing a lot of solo stuff, and then a lot of guest hosts coming in and helping me out with stuff. I want to do more of these kind of vlog-style things, and talk maybe more about kind of like fun personal life stuff. Geekvolution has always had a little bit of a vlog component to it, but usually I'm not really talking about just myself. It's a lot more about stuff I'm reviewing and narrative, and I get personal, but not too and I don't plan to get super personal, but it might be fun to just talk about like geeky experiences and things that I run into on a day-to-day basis that might not make sense to make a whole video about in a review sense. So let me know what you think about that idea as well. Thinking about doing kind of a Captain's Vlog thing to supplement the After Dark, or to overtake that if Eric's not able to do it as often. But anyway, so like I said, I don't want to say for sure what's going on in the future and promise anything, because that's why I've taken off work. I am figuring all of this out, but I would appreciate feedback, and I kind of just wanted to check in with you guys and give you something for sticking around and being so awesome for doing that. If you like these, just kind of me sitting in a chair, saying whatever comes to mind, rambling about something, whatever it may be. I got some fun recent personal stories I can talk about. I went on a trip to Texas, and I ended up going to the, on accident, didn't know this was happening, the Texas Pinball Festival. It was awesome. I kind of want to talk about that at some point. I thought maybe that would be a cool Patreon perk, just stuff that I wouldn't usually talk about on the channel. I know that's what After Dark is, but it would be kind of like an After Dark with me, by myself, and it would be, you know, real loosey-goosey like this. So anyway, I hope to hear from you guys, and I have missed you, and I've missed doing more regular stuff, but I do need the time off, and I will, and I've not decided exactly when I'm coming back, but I, again, just wanted to check in and talk to you guys for a little bit. So please check in with me, and at the very least, say hello if you are so inclined, and I appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much. You guys are a lot of why I do this, of course, and all of the encouragement and support over the years has meant more than you can possibly know. Thanks again, guys. I'll see you later.